Yo, what's going on, y'all? Yo, listen, bro. You know, one of the realest quotes, well, it was a lyrics I ever heard in a rap, bro. And that's why I love this rapper so much. So versatile. He was ahead of his game, ahead of his time. Um, he said, keep your friends at a distance and your enemies close, because the ones you call friends tend to envy the most. That was a bar, bro. Shout out to Cassidy, bro. I think that was 6 minutes of death for him and Fabulous and Lil Wayne, I think. Bro, that was one of the realest lines I ever heard, bro. Now, this is no offense to my, if it don't apply, to apply. I got great friends. You know what I mean? I got enemies that turn to friends, bro. For real. And that's what made me realize that sometimes those relationships, you end up with people that you think is the enemy, they really be your closest friends because y'all got so much in common. That's why y'all clash. People you don't have nothing in common with, y'all distance yourself automatically. So watch out for the people who you judge, because at the end of the day, that could be a reflection of yourself at the end of the day that you're not going to look at because it's manifesting outside of you. Excuse my word, excuse the word manifest at the end of the day, whatever. When I say the word manifest, that just means like, you know, the demons like manifest means a man infestation, which like rodents and rats is um, similarly in a metaphor like infestation is like a house full of rats and roaches that you're trying to get rid of that's inside your house. Your body is a temple. So a manifestation means an infestation of negative energy or demons or anything that you don't want outside of your emotions that you need to get rid of at the end of the day. That's what the word manifestation means to me at the end of the day. That's why I don't really use that word, because at the end of the day I'm filled with the Holy Spirit at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You can manifest or you can be filled with the Holy Spirit at the end of the day. So I'm filled with the Holy Spirit. So that's why, I said I apologize for that word. But, I mean, just think about what I said. Sometimes the people that you got the most in common with, you come off not disliking them, not disliking them because you got a lot in common. You don't even know yourself as much as you're growing up in this world. So you're getting to know yourself. So you don't know why you don't even know somebody and they rub you up like that. You got people that rub you the right way. There's no right or wrong, matter of fact. It's people that like show you who you are through a mirror. At the end of the day, you walk down the street, like you might gravitate to somebody you don't know. Remember, the same goes to the people you don't like. You don't have a reason to not like them. And the people that you do like, you don't have a reason to like them either. It's a reflection of yourself. And then like, I don't know, something about your energy. It's something that you want to gravitate towards. And the stuff that people that um, emote, the stuff that you don't like, is still part of you at the end of the day. Why you even reacting, period, good or bad. It's something you gotta look within yourself and figure out why. And you gravitate less towards that. It's a balance. You gotta understand why at the end of the day. You feel me? There's a purpose for us to understand our emotions, not to react off them. But I'm not trying to get overstrike here. But what I'm saying is like, I respect people that don't like me, bro. Because you know why? Whether they do it subliminally or insubliminally, whether they tell you directly or indirectly, they'll tell you about yourself. You learn from them quicker than you learn from someone that's close to you, because they'll play the role. It's like, remember what I said at the beginning, like, some people you met, you are friends, but that friendship never been challenged or tested. It was always good times, hard times, and the bad you always kept in the back. I never wanted to speak about those up front because the relationship was built off. A lot of us grew up in the hood, so our relationship is built off a trauma bonding, and we don't even know that. So we don't really try to deal with the negative. That's why we together. You outside, I'm outside. We're not trying to deal with the household. A lot of us have messed up households and stuff like that. So we go outside, we meet friends. You know what I mean? For most part, you understand, like without even speaking about it, like when you go about your day and like this is why I love to being older. Like when you just go towards what you need to go to, the things that you like, you run into the common people. So you outside, they outside, y'all get together and y'all just start playing and having fun. Y'all build a mutual bond with each other, and y'all automatically know not to disrespect each other because not necessarily you know the person, but you know that you will treat people how you want to be treated. So you've been hurt, so it's just friend. You don't want to mess that bond up because you don't. So you don't try to hurt their feelings at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So you gravitate towards the more positive stuff so y'all can get along, y'all can build something common. It's trauma bond on a lower spectrum, but for the most part, y'all had a great time growing up. This is why when you get older, you realize a lot of relationships got stronger and a lot of them broke apart because you're starting to get to know yourself more, as I said. You're starting to get to know yourself a lot more, just with everybody. So I know we got to the stage where we were complaining about why some friendships broke, or we used to be like this back in the days, or why ain't like that no more, because everyone's getting to know themselves now, and it's some people are here for reasons and seasons, so you can't get mad if that's not in your life no more. It's more people that it's the people that is still there. There's more people to come, I think, and more people's gonna leave. Everybody, you will never know until the end. My uncle told me that because he used to be an alcoholic and he used to be an alcoholic anonymous. So he said, "You will never know you're done with an addiction until you die, until the end, because any day you could renege." But not to get off topic, but as I'm saying, we all getting to know each other and know ourselves mostly. So with those friendships, that quote hit me because I was sitting here in deep thoughts, thinking like, "Yo, those friendships never been tested. Those bonds never really been tested until y'all got older, and then y'all realize y'all might be thinking different, or y'all might want different things. And that's okay because we grow to be somewhat individuals to get branch off and learn ourselves. We never learned ourselves. We learned ourselves through our friends, our experience, and the things we went through a lot when we were growing up. So as we get older, we start to grow into adulthood and start to get into things that we believe we are one, because we are who we are. We make up who we are as we grow. So we can always change. So people say they are this way, but they can always change. But when those get to an age where I think it's about 25, where we get stuck in who we think we are or who we want to be because it's comfortable. You don't have to go and work on being like you just are comfortable. I'm being this way, so I'm gonna be like this because this is comfortable. Even if it shake other people up, he was like, you know what? I'm comfortable like this. This is why I like. I learned a lot. I went through a lot of experience. This is who I am. So growing up as friends, y'all grow into who you are. Y'all never know who that is until y'all separate, until y'all actually go our separate ways or start to think a little different, and then go y'all whatever. And then y'all might start to clash, either direct or indirectly, spiritually, mentally, whatever. And you start to see, hey, we don't have the same ground basis of a friendship. Like we start to see, there's nothing wrong with it. But sometimes you can take that because you just don't understand, like, yo, we've been so close. Why is it like this? But everything's God ordained. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, you gotta realize, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people was never really your friends growing up. This is for who it's for, bro. A lot of people was never really, at the end, you was never really somebody else's friend. You probably was around somebody just for the benefit at the time because it was time consuming at the end of the day. And when you realize that you got older, you didn't really want to be around those people, or they didn't really want to be around you. Not that there's nothing wrong with that. You're growing. This is for growth, growing pains, because you start the past started when you start to grow from the old you, the new you start to separate, and the old you want to still attach to you, but the new you need to detach from that because the new you is trying to grow in, and expand like a butterfly trying to come out, and you want to get to know who you really are. But the old you is something attached. So this is why we get into more growing pains and emotional things. But remember, y'all, the bond is still there. It's just that you're growing to a new you. So you might be able to chill with these friends on some occasions and stuff like that. But you start to learn like some people wasn't really your friends, and that was never nothing wrong with that. Y'all was associates. Y'all got through this time together. Yeah, I was there on a journey. Everybody can't go that far on a journey. When you look at a narrow road, as the road gets wide, starts with wide, it gets narrower. Remember, as you walk, you can have 1,000 people behind you, but everybody can't fit through that road. You gotta stay on the road, and everybody can't fit. So naturally, a lot of people gonna fall off, and that's what that is. And I'm learning that through life. But it's like keep your friends at a distance and your enemies close, because the ones you call friends and envy the most, it could be you or them. And jealousy is one thing, but envy is thinking that someone that has something that you got that you deserve. They got something that you deserve. Jealousy is just that, hey, I want the same thing that person got. Envy is when you don't want them to happen. You want to have it because you feel like you deserve it. And a lot of that comes from post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. That's what Dr. Umar said. Because you can be standing right next to somebody and they could be elevating, or you could be elevating either way, because you gotta admit we all human, we all feel these emotions. Anybody tell you they never felt any of these spectrum, the whole spectrum of emotions at any given time, they're lying. They just don't want to admit it. I felt all that before. You feel me? But I check myself at the end of the day. You gotta check yourself. Everybody, I don't care what nobody said. Everybody felt it. And if you didn't, life is still going. You know what I mean? Not to put bad on, but we all human beings. We all sin. We all have these, but it's hard to see someone that you grew up with be, on a, you know what I mean, elevate past what you have been. And y'all right there together, it's like, what's this person doing that I'm not? Maybe it's not the time. Everybody goes at a different time, and you get envious, and you might not want them because you realize it's their time now. Your time will come, or your time passed, or your time. You know what I mean? You never know, but that's where it comes from. But like far as like the enemies, you never have a problem. You think you have a problem with them, but you know that when you come outside, that bully is out there. That person gonna be joking on you, or he gonna try to fight you, or she don't. Whatever the case may be, you know you're aware of this already, even though think about it. You already know. I know that person like me. So I know when I come outside, I know they be at, I know they hang with, I know not to say around them. They put you on point without you even knowing. But your friend that's close to you, that catches you off guard. It's always someone close to you that betrays you, and you never want to catch it because you're so close. This is why you gotta have your guard up and discernment up all the time. It's not your enemy. They already showing you. It's the ones you call close, and they're not bad people. This is like the devil at his best. He worked with people to test people. God put the devil here. You know, he didn't put him here on earth. The devil left in rebellion and came down here. So everyone has free will. So they ask about the devil and why he gets a chance to test us and do these things. First of all, he can't test you without you giving him permission. You give him permission to get into your mind, your thoughts. Your temptation, your lust, he'll throw a little thing out there and you'll gravitate towards it and blame him for you actually going through with it. No, he's just there to test it. You can sit there and you can just deny that stuff. But it's your urges and your stuff. That's why we all have sin. We human, you have to flush your body. So the people that you call, like when I say haters and stuff like that, when I say friends, it's really neither of those. These are just people that are a reflection of ourselves. Like, they're showing us something. Because even the Bible tells you, like, the battle is not with flesh, it's with principalities, laws, and stuff like that. That's in the spiritual realm. So at the end of the day, the demons will be working through people just like God could work through people and give you signs, signals, and something. A devil could too. It's not the people. It's the energy wise. It's those that don't know how to comprehend, that don't read the Bible. Y'all know what it is. Y'all go in, y'all in the new age spiritual stuff. So y'all use spirituality and energies. It's the same thing, just without God. All right, y'all. It's one God that created all of this. All these little mini gods were just demonic entities that remember when Satan fell with all half or 1/3 of the angels. They all the devil gave them all personas and roles and authority over this world. So this is why we worship them, and you wonder why they know us so well. They know us just as much, not as better as God, not as great as God, because God created all. He would know them. He has an implant. No one has the implant except for God. But they can test us because they were divine too. So they were there when we were created, before we were created. So they know how to test human beings. And then this is why you got always test the spirit. So you don't know how to determine between what's the devil and what's God at the end of the day, because we need to read the book and the scriptures to understand those things. God is speaking through the scriptures. So the only want to hear God, read the scriptures. The devil, and now one thing I want to say, people know the devil, not to get off topic, because I'm talking about that, but this is deep, again, deep. To know, like everyone sees them, he's out there in the physical, the devil, he's showing his face in the music industry, you see the signs, bro. There's one Satan, we all can agree like that, and he has many minions, he left with a whole bunch. Everyone, spiritual, believe in the Bible or not, you understand that. So if there's one God, right? And the devil left, he fell, and there's one Satan, he just had dominion over many, like a legion of all little demons they call little gods. Because ain't no God on this earth or in the physical that can control. There's only one God. He's up there with his archangels. You know what I mean? The archangels, and you got the fallen angels. Something like that. They down here trying to control. They want him to, while you sacrificing, doing all this stuff for other gods. God don't need that. All he needs is glory and praise, and that's all he needs. That's so simple. People don't even want to do it. But you know what I mean? So we gotta watch who we worship. So when he working through our people, like friends, family, co-workers, whoever, we can't get mad at them. We are trying to looking at a person, but you gotta understand the spirit behind the person at the end of the day. You feel me? It's all a learning lesson at the end of the day. You feel me? But as far as friendships, like get back on topic, yo, we gotta keep it real with each other. Those friendships that you grew up with, that y'all not ever, I can't tell each other about each other. It's never tested. Not that it's wrong, but maybe y'all need to start keeping. It's gonna be uncomfortable because y'all was so used to being this rose-colored glasses and everything beautiful, and don't want to tell each other about each other and certain stuff. You could watch a man slip and not be able to tell what's real because you don't want to hurt their feelings, but really you protecting yourself. You should be able to feelings go away and come and go. So you should be able to hurt someone's feelings for the betterment of themselves at the end of the day because it'll help them in the long run. Later on, they might get it. They might cut you off. Not speaking for years, but they'll get it one day and they'll come back to you and respect you even more for telling them that. instead of holding back. Because if I hold back what I have to say about you, another thing is if I really feel for you, you really my friend. That means the good and bad. I see it. I really feel for you. So even when I don't say it, it hurts me. So what I'm going to do is I need to hold on in for not for too long because everything has to become as without, as within, so without. Everything must be released. You know what I mean? So if I don't tell you to your face, what I'm going to do is talk to somebody else and concern about what I should be telling you. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna talk to them, and it ends up being gossip because at the end of you think I wasn't willing to tell you, I'm telling someone else, but I should be telling you. And that person will spread rumors and gossip, and it comes off different to other people because they don't know our relationship. That's what the origin of gossip is. Because the story, good and no good deed goes unpunished. You can have good intentions, like, hey, you know what, I'm concerned about my friend and all that. You can tell them so they don't know. They might have that right judgment or anything. Talk to people of God because I think has God in their mouth. They'll tell you the right thing. Listen, you can't talk to them by yourself. You need a couple of more people to come. We come talk to them. You have an intervention. If y'all have a problem, y'all really friends, y'all really want sponsors. That's just what y'all do. Because that friend, that person that you tell them might not even like this person or know him at all. If they don't care about this person be spreading their business and you going to talk about them to some other people, then that can make the bond even worse. To the point where if you actually do try it, y'all can't even get back on the same time because this person done heard a whole bunch of stuff what you have said. Even if it's true, it's like, yo, why you didn't come tell me? So I don't for the friendship thing, but we gotta really stop being scared to tell each other about that. Let me tell you a story. I'm learning this because I've been this stuff in my life that I had friends that told me stuff and I cut them off for a couple of years because I thought they was haters. I deep down in my heart I knew they was right. And I came to my conclusion when I saw them again. It was them, it was me. And we always had that relationship. If they watch this video, they know who they are. Like, yo, thank you, because we always had a relationship. We keep it 1,000. I don't care how ugly it is. You know, we gonna tell each other what it is. Cause when we argue and fight, them things you argue and fight with, those be the strongest bonds. Cause y'all actually working things through, actually speaking what y'all really feel. Y'all working through it. This is y'all working through it. Y'all, what I feel about this, what I feel about that. All right, we trying to get to the basics. All right, but we need to take constructive criticism, and as long as we don't break this bond, that's the whole point. Is to keep the bonds. It's like no funny shit, like certain relationships, like boyfriend girlfriend marriages. This is why marriages fall because when something hard happens, they know they can go run out. That world gives you an illusion of having options. That's why the Bible says, "Don't love the world." Feel me? What good is the man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? At the end of the day, you feel me? It got to be greater he and him than him that's in the world. You feel me? This is the scriptures and stuff that I read the Bible, and it's giving me a lot of knowledge and wisdom and understanding for me to speak like this. You feel me? So that friend that I had, and I respect him now. I bond even closer because I know if I step out of line, he's gonna check me because you need people like that. Some of us be so egotistical, we don't want nobody telling us about ourselves. Everybody's like that, and they're gonna get ugly. A lot of things gonna come on. A lot of things you said, but you gotta put your emotions aside. Like, yo, this person, it'll show if that person cares or not. But whether they care or not, if the person gives you information that can help you, take it. Don't kill a messenger. Even if, for me, that's what I'm saying. Even if somebody that truly genuinely don't like you, can tell you something. At the end of the day, so if a friend genuinely comes to me and tell me something, then I respect that. Okay, I respect the enemy doing it. I respect you overall. I respect you at the end of the day because really we not enemies at all. We all here in this world is living together, trying to get along, and we all really want to cohabitate. Everyone cares about all the people, you know what I mean? Because we're not living by ourselves. We all care about what each other think of us. It's not to say that don't have control and let it get to you. Like you're not supposed to know yourself, but we all get to that point. We actually let things get to us and hurt us, and you know, because we do care. We are a community. I don't know if this individual privacy thing or individual is privacy, independence. You're supposed to be interdependent. Know how to work with yourself and work with others together. It's like any machinery that you know, anything that operates like man-made works together simultaneously and independently at the same time. Like you got a bike, the chain works on its own, the handlebars is itself, the wheels is itself, but you put those all together, they all working together to get one cause, which is but one cause is what you get you from here to there. Everything works like that. So we gotta learn how to work like that. You know what I mean? It's not to be by yourself. Now you do take time out to yourself to go work on yourself to get rid of stuff so you can be a part of the functions. You know what I mean? Part of the system. But you know, a lot of us never took that time out by ourselves, and I think a lot of people going through that right now. You know, they're set apart. You know, because I'm being set apart. So I have to rebuild and come back. You know what I mean? Yeah, everything. You should be working to get toward the kingdom of God. Then overall, anything fleshly, anything in this world, it doesn't matter. I know what you eat, what you dress, where you work at, who your friends are, your family are. None of that stuff matters. The only thing that really matters is getting right with God. It's the only thing. But like I said, yo, I mean, our friendships, you gotta build a little bit stronger. You gotta be able to like tell each other about yourself. If you really love him, God says, harshest thing. That's why people don't read the Bible because they think he's so harsh, he's so mean. You read through the whole thing. Use your discernment and get a study journal or something so somebody that can help you understand it. 'Cause I'm reading it and I never used to listen to read the Bible because I heard people say certain scriptures and stuff. It sounds so crazy. It's like, well, why would you do that? And I'm reading through it. I understand why he had to destroy all those people back then. They were living so much in sin, bro. And they would have continued, we wouldn't be here. This is why Jesus said that for our sins, bro. You gotta sacrifice, bro. Why would you let evil run the world? People were living in so much sin back then, bro. Even in the churches, bro. Oh my God, he had to condemn those people because we wouldn't be here. And everything is a sacrifice. And you know that for your own life. You have to sacrifice. To work out, you have to sacrifice drinking, smoking, and eating unhealthy. Everything is a sacrifice. To build your relationship with your woman, you got to sacrifice friends sometimes for a temporary time and put more time into that. And for the friendships, you have to sacrifice not wanting to hurt someone's feelings, protect yourself, to make you look like a good friend. That's not a good friend. A good friend doesn't sit there and let another friend fall or leave when they messed up and not say anything about it. Because we be trying to be in subliminal, give encrypted messages and be indirect and stuff like that. Because we are trying to be like, I try to hint to them something. No, you be straightforward with your friend or somebody that you call that you love. It's gonna hurt them. It's gonna chastise them a little bit. God did that at the end of the day, but at the end, people knew. People knew. Every book, in the book of Jonah, and every book of the Bible. You know what I mean? Book of Job, book of Daniel. I'm reading all these books. I'm like, it's all the same. Bro. Just believe in God and tell people the truth. The truth will stand. It won't change just because you don't like it. It is gonna change. You can look the other way. You go around it. It's like the sun. The sun gonna be there. Even if clouds is in the sun, block the sun is still shining. That is truth. That's the truth. And Jesus is the sun, the light of the world. You cannot block truth. Truth is the sun. And Jesus is God's only son that died for our sins. And you cannot block the truth that he came to the world to brighten the world and lighten the world. And the devil come with his own enlightenment and try to play and mimic God, but you gotta be able to use discernment to do this. God will never want you to do anything outside yourself. Like the Old Testament, they would taught the laws so that when Jesus comes, they have the laws. Now, it's not by physical, it's by spiritual. Now, the devil still uses, not to be from not more sake laws, but he operates in that way because he wants you to do sacrifices, build altars, and give things of physical and stuff like that for you to worship him. You get nothing back in return. All you doing is building his kingdom up and bringing souls over to his. God don't want you to do nothing. Read his words, pray, worship, and give him his glory. This is fact. That's it. Is that hard? It's not hard at all. I mean, this is what the Bible teaches me, and this is what I read and I'm understanding. Because I'm going through stuff right now, and I give it up to God and stuff like that. I mean, about me and other people around me. You know what I mean? Those friendships where y'all can't keep it 1,000 is not really a friendship. That don't mean y'all don't mess with each other. It's mean it's a lot of room for growth, and that you can build your bond even stronger if y'all just keep it 1,000. If I see my friend going through something, I don't want to say it, and I know it's gonna hurt him. I should say it anyway because I love him, not because I want to hurt him. Because at the end of the day, that hurt me. Thinking about it, you care, right? Well, if you care, it's gonna hurt you because y'all like this. So it's like, why hold that back? Because all that's going to do is build me up to talk to someone else. Well, I think I can get advice from them. You don't need advice. God gave you the spirit, the sons to know to do. This is why you're feeling like that. You're going to feel like that till you have this conversation. This is facts. Tell me if I'm wrong at the end of the shit. End of the day. You know what I mean? For real though, because what you're going to end up doing is gossiping. You're going to spread the rumors. You know that little game you play in school? You just tell like, if you people in a row, you just say one thing and then it'll go to one ear out the other. Everybody talk. And then at the end, the last person they ask you what was said, and then you gotta figure out between the lines where did they lie. You get messed up at, and that's how it goes nowadays. You're not playing those games no more. You don't need no mediator. Sometimes you do. It's not you do, because it'd be a misunderstanding at the end of the day. It's why God said you should, you have a problem with someone, you know, and you can't dispute it. You bring 3 other witnesses. I need to help y'all intervene and get that done because you love your brother and you don't want to see him fall at the end of the day. I mean, this for me, this for you, this for anybody that sees this video. This is why I made this video. This is real. That's how real it is, bro. At the end of the day. Because sometimes we don't mean to gossip. We don't mean to do these things, bro. You know, we don't mean to misjudge people and slander people's names. We ain't doing it on purpose, but somebody could take what you say and take that the whole other way and go and spread a rumor about somebody that you've been talking about. It could be a close one. You could have no, that's why you have, oh, yo, bro, why you did this thing third? I heard from this one. You should never have to hear from somebody else what somebody else said. Somebody should never come to you and tell you what somebody else said. Because one, why they feel comfortable telling you? Why do you feel comfortable being around them? If you, my friend, you can tell me as a concern at the end of the day. And why y'all don't feel comfortable you can tell me directly? Facts. The gospel era, bro. This is the era that my generation broke, and we used to keeping it. I know there's a lot of fights back then for people keeping it real, but after the fights, a lot of things were established. That's why behind the scenes, a lot of fake love and secret animosity going on with this generation. You gotta cut that out, bro. It's not it. That is not it, bro. Gotta be more real, bro. You know what I mean? Put yourself in people's shoes. Even though the hardest things people told me helped me grow. You know what I mean? And I'm thankful for that because you might not think of it now, but when it hit, you like, oh. Like right now, the reason why I read the Bible because my cousin told me about things that I used to be into, witchcraft and all that stuff. He told me, bro, that was wrong. Astrology, um, tarot cards, numerology, natal chart. I was deep. I was so great at that, bro. I thought that was my gift. I read the Bible and learned that that stuff couldn't save you. I think it was in the book of Daniel when the king called his magicians and his astrologers. They couldn't even interpret the dream, but Daniel was because he had to get discernment to do God, and God spoke to him because he prayed 3 times a day and he had a relationship with God, but they couldn't even do that. I think astrology and all that is helping you for your future, but it's really not. That's another video. We don't get into that. I just got out the new age and I started reading the Bible and learning the truth, bro. But my cousin told me a long time ago, yo, you into the wrong stuff. Didn't believe it. But I ignored it, but when I finally found out that that's what she said, ding! I got mad respect for her. Even though she might not speak to me, who knows? And she don't speak to me now, whatever the case may be, but she knows she is. But I thank her for that because she never planted that seed. You gotta plant that seed. Plant that seed. No matter how hard the truth is, you should be able to tell people what it is. Are you scared? You all grown now. You all the spiritual, biblical stuff and all that. You grown. Why are you scared to tell somebody the truth, bro? Who are you scared of? Who are you scared of? Because fear of anything, you should only have fear of God. That's the essentials. But who are you scared of, bro? That fear that's within you is stopping you, your growth. So even if you didn't want to tell me, it's stopping your growth. You should have fear of anything within you. At the end of the day, you should only be love, peace, and joy within your heart and clarity. God's not the author of confusion. You know what I mean? So when you have these thoughts and stuff like that, it's not of God. So let's get right, bro. And the goal is to get everybody on the same path and get back on into the kingdom of heaven. At the end, you want your friends and them to be there with you too, right? So put them on game. Keep your thousand. Let's just build this bond because it's not a broken home, it's not a broken son. The Bible said, man, it goes to son against father, mother against daughter, and families are going to be turned against each other in the end days. That's because you got the believers and non-believers, but the goal is to get more people on this side than the devil has on his side. He's just bringing you down. He don't care. And God wants you in this kingdom, and it's a time that we speak up. That's why I'm making videos like this. So if anybody understand what I'm talking about. Your friends are this is your enemy's close because the ones you call friends are the envy the most. But we don't gotta get caught up in what I'm saying is that we all are the same. We are all God's children. So you just have to realize that. And the goal is to get everyone on it. You know, Jesus has changed the most wicked people into, you know what I mean? So the people that you're battling is not a physical battle, it's a spiritual. It's not them, it's a spirit upon them. So we're trying to get rid of those negative spirits and bring God within them. the world. See, I say blessed. Understand what I just said, you know what I mean? Your enemy is not your enemy. Your enemy is the adversary, which is the devil, not your people. Holla at your boy.